Cathy Freeman. Catherine Astrid Salome Freeman, born February 16, 1973, is an Australian former sprinter, who specialised in the 400 metres event. She would occasionally compete in other track events, but 400 metres was her main event. Her personal best of 48.63 currently ranks her as the 8th fastest woman of all time, set while finishing second to Marie-José Pérec's number 3 time at the 1996 Olympics. She became the Olympic champion for the women's 400 metres at the 2000 Summer Olympics, at which she lit the Olympic flame. Freeman was the first Australian Indigenous person to become a Commonwealth Games gold medalist at age 16 in 1990. The year of 1994 was her breakthrough season. At the 1994 Commonwealth Games in Canada, Freeman won gold in both the 200 metres and 400 metres. She also won the silver medal in the 1996 Olympics and came first at the 1997 World Championships, in the 400 metres event. In 1998, Freeman took a break from running due to injury. She returned from injury in form with the first place in the 400 metres at the 1999 World Championships. She announced her retirement from athletics in 2003. In 2007, she founded the Cathy Freeman Foundation. Career. Cathy Freeman began athletics at the age of 5. Her first coach was her stepfather, Bruce Barber. By her early teens she had a collection of regional and national titles, having competed in the 100 metres, 200 metres, high jump and long jump. 1987 to 1989. In 1987 Freeman moved on to Curalban International School to be coached professionally by Romanian Mike Danila, who became her first coach and later a key influence throughout her career. He provided a strict training regime for the young athlete. In 1988, she was awarded a scholarship to an exclusive girls' school, Fairholme College in Toowoomba. In a competition in 1989, Freeman ran 11.67s in the 100 metres and Danila began to think about entering her in the Commonwealth Games trials in Sydney. 1990 to 1995. In 1990, Freeman was chosen as a member of Australia's 4x100 metres relay team for the 1990 Commonwealth Games in Auckland, New Zealand. The team won the gold medal, making Freeman the first ever Aboriginal Commonwealth Games gold medalist, as well as one of the youngest, at 16 years old. She moved to Melbourne in 1990 after the Auckland Commonwealth Games. Shortly after moving to Melbourne, her manager Nick Beto introduced Freeman to athletics coach Peter Fortune, who would become Freeman's coach for the rest of her career. She was then selected to represent Australia at the 1990 World Junior Championships in athletics in Plovdiv, Bulgaria. There, she reached the semi-finals of the 100 metres and placed 5th in the final of the 400 metres. Freeman competed in her second World Junior Championships in Seoul, South Korea. She competed only in the 200 metres, winning the silver medal behind China's Hu Ling. Also in 1992 she travelled to her first Olympic Games, reaching the second round of her new specialty event, the 400 metres. At the 1993 World Championships in athletics Freeman competed in the 200 metres, reaching the semi-finals. 1994 was Freeman's breakthrough season, when she entered into the world's elite for the first time. Competing at the 1994 Commonwealth Games in Canada, Freeman won gold in both the 200 metres and 400 metres. She also competed as a member of Australia's 4x100 metres squad, winning the silver medal, and as a member of the 4x400 metres team, who finished first but were later disqualified. During the 1994 season, Freeman took 1.3 seconds from her 400 metres personal best, achieving 50.04 seconds. She also set all-time personal bests in the 100 metres, 11.24, and 200 metres, 22.25. Although a medal favourite at the 1995 World Championships in athletics in Sweden, Freeman finished 4th. She also reached the semi-finals of the 200 metres. 1996 to 2003. Freeman made more progress during the 1996 season, setting many personal bests and Australian records. By this stage, she was the biggest challenger to France's Marie-José Pérec at the 1996 Olympics. She eventually took the silver medal behind Pérec, in an Australian record of 48.63 seconds. This is still the 6th fastest time ever and the 2nd fastest since the world record was set in Canberra, Australia, in 1985. Only Sonia Richards-Ross has come within a quarter of a second of Freeman's time since. Pérec's winning time of 48.25 is the Olympic record and the 3rd fastest ever. In 1997, Freeman won the 400 meters at the World Championships in Athens, with a time of 49.77 seconds. Her only loss in the 400 meters that season was in Oslo, where she injured her foot. Freeman took a break for the 1998 season, due to injury. Upon her return to the track in 1999, Freeman did not lose a single 400 meters race, including at the World Championships. Freeman also lit the torch in the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney. Her winning streak continued into the 2000 season, despite Pérec's return to the track. Freeman was the home favorite for the 400 meters title at the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, where she was expected to face off with rival Pérec. This showdown never happened, as Pérec left the Games after what she describes as harassment from strangers. Freeman won the Olympic title in a time of 49.11 seconds, becoming only the second Australian Aboriginal Olympic champion. The first was Freeman's 4x400 teammate Nova Pires-Kneebone, who won for field hockey 4 years earlier in Atlanta. After the race, Freeman took a victory lap, carrying both the Aboriginal and Australian flags. This was despite the fact that unofficial flags are banned at the Olympic Games, and the Aboriginal flag, while recognized as official in Australia, is not a national flag, nor recognized by the International Olympic Committee. Freeman also made the final of the 200 meters, coming sixth. In honor of her gold medal win in Sydney, she represented Oceania in carrying the Olympic flag at the opening ceremonies of the next Olympics, in Salt Lake City, joining Archbishop Desmond Tutu, Africa, John Glenn, the Americas, Kazuyoshi Funaki, Asia, Lech Walesa, Europe, Jean-Michel Cousteau, Environment, Jean-Claude Killy, Sport, and Steven Spielberg, Culture. Throughout her career, Freeman regularly competed in the Victorian Athletic League, where she won 2 400 meters races at the Stall Gift Carnival. Freeman did not compete during the 2001 season. In 2002, she returned to the track to compete as a member of Australia's victorious 4x400 meters relay team at the 2002 Commonwealth Games. Freeman announced her retirement in 2003. Post-athletic career. Since retiring from athletics, Freeman has become involved in a range of community and charitable activities. She was an ambassador of the Australian Indigenous Education Foundation until 2012. Freeman was appointed as an ambassador for Cottage by the Sea, alongside celebrity chef Curtis Stone and big wave surfer Jeff Rowley. Freeman retired from her position as patron after 10 years in 2014. Cathy Freeman Foundation. In 2007, Freeman founded the Cathy Freeman Foundation. The foundation works with 4 remote Indigenous communities to close the gap in education between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australian children, by offering incentives for children to attend school. Personal life. Freeman was born in 1973 at Slade Point, Mackay, Queensland, to Norman Freeman and Cecilia. She and her brothers Gavin, Garth and Norman were raised there and in other parts of Queensland. She also had an older sister named Anne-Marie, who was born in 1966 and died in 2000. Anne-Marie had cerebral palsy and spent much of her life in the bereaved care facility in Rockhampton. Freeman attended several schools, including schools in Mackay and Coppabella, but was mostly educated at Fairholme College in Toowoomba, where she attended after winning a scholarship to board at the school. Her parents divorced in 1978. Freeman has described how she has been influenced by early experiences with racism and also by her Baha'i faith. Freeman was raised a Baha'i, and says of her faith, "I'm not a devout Baha'i, but I like the prayers and I appreciate their values about the equality of all humankind." Freeman's mother, Cecilia, née Sibley, was born in the Aboriginal community on Palm Island. Freeman's father, Norman Fisher, moved to the Aboriginal community of Woorabinda in central Queensland when Freeman was 5 years old. Freeman had a long-term romantic relationship with Nick Bideau, her manager, that ended in acrimony and legal wranglings over Freeman's endorsement earnings. Freeman married Alexander Sandy Bodecker, a Nike executive and 20 years her senior, in 1999. After her success in Sydney, she took an extended break from the track to nurse Bodecker through a bout of throat cancer between May to October 2002. She announced their separation in February 2003. Later that year, Freeman began dating Australian actor Joel Edgerton, whom she had initially met at the 2002 TV Weeklogies. Their relationship ended in early 2005. In October 2006, Freeman announced her engagement to Melbourne stockbroker James Murch. They married at Spray Farm on the Bellarine Peninsula on April 11, 2009. Freeman gave birth to her first child in 2011. Media. She joined with actress Deborah Mailman on a road trip, a 4-part television documentary series Going Bush, 2006, where the pair set off on a journey from Broome to Arnhem Land, spending time with indigenous communities along the way. In 2008, Freeman participated in Who Do You Think You Are? And discovered that her mother was of Chinese and English heritage as well as Aboriginal. As a result of a 1917 Queensland policy that Aborigines could serve in the military if they had a European parent, her paternal great-grandfather, Frank Fisher, served in the 11th Light Horse Regiment during World War I. On her right arm, the side closest to the spectators on an athletics track, she had the words "'Cause I'm free" tattooed midway between her shoulder and elbow. Competition record. International competitions. National championships. Circuit performances. Awards. Circuit performances. Awards.